Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'd like to do is kind of just go over a step-by-step little video kind of explaining on what is it you need to know to be able to write the equation of a parallel line through a given point. So some things that you're going to need to know to be successful within this course is, first of all, understanding what exactly are parallel lines. All right. Remember, parallel lines are going to be two lines that have exactly the same slope and they're never going to intersect. So they look something like this. And a lot of times we represent parallel lines with this little double angle here, representing that these lines are going to continue in the same direction at the same slope and never intersect. The next thing that's important is very important is to understand and know what is slope-intercept form as well as point-slope form. Both of these forms we're going to be using in this course to be able to find the parallel line. So you need to know that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where point-slope form is going to be y2 minus y1 is equal to m times x2 minus x1. All right? And we'll kind of get into more depth into those. And I have videos specifically speaking about both of those forms. The next thing is actually understanding what exactly is the slope and what exactly is the y-intercept. Remember, the slope is going to be pretty much the change between 2 points. And a lot of times we use slope triangles or we represent it with m in our equations. But it's basically the change in direction of the rise over the run, but the change vertically and horizontally between any 2 points in an equation. Where the y-intercept is going to be where the graph crosses our y-axis. So that's our y-axis, that's our x-axis. So the y-intercept is going to be where it crosses. And in slope-intercept form, we represent that with b. The last thing is need to know how to evaluate a point on a graph. So what we want to do is determine, and not so much on a graph, but also by using an equation. So we want to be able to determine, is a point on a graph, because there are points that are on the graph, but there's also points that I can plot that are not on my graph or in the equation. And the way to represent that with an equation, let's just say I have y equals 3x minus 1. And if I want to determine if the point negative 2, 1 is on that graph, simply what I'll do is I'll plug in x in for y, in for xy into these equations, and I'll have 1 equals 3 times negative 2 minus 1. 1 equals 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 minus 1. 1 equals negative 7. Well, obviously 1 does not equal negative 7, so therefore the point negative 2, 1 is not on the graph. So during these problems, you'll be usually given a point that the graph it goes through. So therefore, we know we can plug it in. It would make the equation true. And we can either represent it with y and x in slope-intercept form or by using one of the y1, x1s or y2, x2s. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty much the basics of what you'll need to know to be able to write the equation of a parallel line through a point. Thanks.